Welcome to the playground after dark. This is your one-stop shop for all questions, answers, and matters of that real shit. Make sure them kids ain't around, your auntie can't hear us, and granny can't see. Unless grandma a freak, 'cause it all goes down at the playground.
Yeah, man. Hey, so first of all, if you've ever viewed this podcast before, you know when we say a certain time, it means that time ish. So we told you 7 p.m., and you know that means 7 p.m. ish, and we are here 7 p.m. ish. But, with no further ado, this is the Playground After Dark. So, welcome to your one-stop shop for all questions, answers, and matters of that real shit. Make sure those kids ain't around. Your auntie can't hear us. And let me move this camera back a little bit for y'all. And y'all grandma can't see unless grandmas are free. Because it all goes down at the playground after dark. Tonight, we coming at you with a special I call it out of limit type episode. We got a one of a kind, first of all. We haven't done a one-on-one interview and we haven't done a live in a while. So this is really something special. So our guest today is known. You may have seen her around the city. You may have seen her on the book. You may have seen her on other medias, but she is known as Red Dragon, the poet. So Red Dragon, the poet, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's up? I
Good.
am doing great and grand.
Great. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. First of all, I gotta apologize. I'm a novice at holding my own controls. I ain't got the bells and whistles ready for you, but I'm gonna I'm gonna give you all of that all day long. We got it covered. I got it. Love it. But thank you for joining us today. I appreciate you taking special time out of your schedule to grace us with your presence. Can you please just explain a little bit for our audience about what you do and how you be involved with the entertainment world?
Well, I am a spoken word artist. I am also a self-published author. I am also a small business owner. So I am very community oriented. So that being said, holistic trap wellness is my business. I am a
Okay.
holistic trap star. In addition to inspiring through words and poetry, I have found my calling through healing. So I've used a lot of my own products to help out people, and the more feedback I get, the more it inspires me to keep going in this field, and I just feel it's my calling. You might see me on. I know some of y'all see me on Facebook as Sweet as Sugar. Uh,
Sweet ass.
yes, sir, Bob Doozy. And it
Just
ain't
like
nothing
honey,
sweet
twice
about
as
most of
nice.
the stuff I be saying, but
It'd be
I
it'd be
believe
straight to the
in
point. You gotta take it with a
I,
grain of
I
salt.
do.
That's
I
all.
do believe in being straightforward, honest, and I have a very good balance of masculine, feminine energy. So I love
Mm,
to engage
okay.
and make people laugh. So you will definitely
Love it.
see me on Instagram under Red Dragon the Poet, and Facebook as Red Dragon the Poet, Trap Treat, Sweet as Sugar. I have so many personalities, you know. I decided to make a page for all of them.
Wow, man. Yeah, you gotta know how to market your stuff, put your stuff out there, and you know what I'm saying. You can't be shy about it. You got to do what you
No,
do.
no. And believe it or not, I do have stage fright. So it's so funny because as much shit as I talk, if it's a small crowd of people, I'm like, y'all see me? Oh my God. But you
Really?
get like thousands of people and it's easy to get lost, and really come out. So platforms like this, thank you, but I took a few classes to kind of help with being more confident in my craft because when you elevate it, sometimes you up there by yourself and don't nobody understand. But I using life
Yeah.
teachable moments, I found that it's easy to inspire when you're comfortable in your own skin and just using relatable experiences for people. And the feedback that I've gotten just sharing me Vita Loca that keeps me going. That really does keep me going. So I do post daily as much as possible inspirational messages on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, okay. And you say holistic. So how deep does the holistic journey go for? You like is
Well,
this are you into the metaphysicals, the psychedelics and things of that nature
I
or
very
more
much
of just the
am.
nature?
As a matter
Okay.
of fact, I got my mushroom juice right. It's been marinating for
All
a while.
right.
But yeah, what for me, I make my own medicine pretty much. I've
Okay.
always been a healer. I've always been a holistic practitioner. I've always laid hands on my children, and they've never really been sick. They do have childhood illnesses, but it's my experiences have always been more positive when I connected with my spiritual roots and resulted to herbal remedies. So my mom was a LPN, but she kept so much on natural remedies. And I had a very big family, so the women they didn't believe in going to the doctor because you gonna go to school, you gonna go to work, you ain't getting out of this. You shall to be healed. So it was
Mm,
an experience for me always growing up to not be very trusting of Western medicine of any kind. Of course, not being naive.
mm,
If something
I
happens, you
got
you got to go get yourself checked out. But it's just always been a more pleasant experience for me holistically. But it didn't become a lifestyle until 2020 when I experienced a uh, some sort of growth, cervical myelopathy. My spinal cord was being compressed to the point
you.
where I was just about paralyzed. But they couldn't find out anything wrong until little old mom, as ghetto fabulous as she is, put that Pruitt Igo to work and did force them to direct admit. And I had roughly 24 hours when they found out what was wrong to have this emergency surgery. So it took 2 years to go through physical therapy to relearn how to walk. It took 4 years before I could actually walk, dance, skip, twerk, and not look like I'm drunk about to fall over. And during that time, the amount of medicine, oh my God, was ridiculous. So I had a family that were herbalists. I reached out, I did research, and the more I experimented on myself, the better I felt. So I just kind of dove in at that point and never looked back since. Sorry, that's a lot. I am long-winded. I'm a
Right.
storyteller by nature, but that pretty much is how I got into the holistic aspect. Like, it's not more. Yeah, I make edibles of some of everything, uh, but my experiences actually studying to be a holistic professional of color as well. I'm learning that your body works as a whole together. So isolating one part, you don't heal. So that mind, body, soul thing we used to make fun of, that's true. That really does help. And in my experiences, making my own medicine and doing my research, has been more beneficial than relying upon the practices of a doctor. I pretty much go to them for a second opinion or to confirm that I was right or to get access to them weird and wonderful machines.
Okay, okay, I got you. Got to use what you can use to get where you got to go.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into a little bit of the topics for today. Um, in your opinion, what would you say are some of the main like the people have opinions about relationships, and everybody has the the what you call the playbook on how to have a successful relationship in their mind. So, with that being said, what's your opinion on what's wrong with relationship today?
We are what's wrong with relationships. Let me explain. It's a lot of us
Please.
walking around unhealed. It's a lot of us walking around, we haven't done the work. So these gurus is writing books and got followings by the thousands, and you think they all put together when behind closed doors they got real life drama. We are our own problem. And like you said, when you know better, you do better. A lot of us know better through experience, making mistakes. Now, a few of us is kind of slow and we're a bit touched, so we might repeat that same mistake for some years. But ultimately, the light bulb comes on when we reach that point of self-worth, self-awareness, self-love, self-care, we're getting back to self, which is the closest we can get to God. And in that aspect, when we realize and get reacquainted, hey, maybe the way I was brought up or influenced, by the TTs, by the gold diggers, by them old hoes, by the pros, and then just traditional family dysfunction. We're conditioned to believe and approach relationships in that manner until it becomes so personal that we say, hey, let's throw out the rule book and let's just kind of go with what's up here and what's here and trap out the noise. That's when we start to experience differences of hopefully of happiness when your eyes are open. And for some of us, we might be a little too hurt and we use that power for bad and we become a whole nother issue. So yeah, we're our biggest problem.
So you would say that it's having the playbook in itself is what causes people to run into the issues, or is it
I
more
think
of expectations?
it's people's perceptions going in. Like, say you might expect the man, and you have a list. The man has so many expectations on your list. So when you are in a relationship, this is what your expectations are all the way up there. Now, can you deliver half of that stuff to yourself? No.
Mhm.
No, you can't. No, you can't. But we have these expectations. So I think that's a lot of perception involved. We believe wholeheartedly that the man is supposed to be this, the man is this. And then on the flip, the men have, y'all have some unrealistic, far-fetched and unicorn crack expectations of women too. So
Like
it's on
what?
both sides. Well, a lot of men believe that a woman is supposed to look her absolute best at every waking moment. You got to look good, everything. And if you ain't, then you ain't taking care of yourself. You can't let yourself go. You can't so there we have this pressure. There's the pressure that I have to be this certain image at all times. And if I'm not desirable. I'm not up to par. I don't have it together. See what I'm saying? And that's so but hey, women look at men and say, if this man don't know how to fix a car, he ain't a real man. If this
See,
man
that's what I
can't
say.
fix this, he ain't a real man. I don't care if he got to ask for direct. He ain't no man. He ain't no man. We have unrealistic perceptions and expectations of the opposite sex that it's ridiculous. And once you know hit your epiphany on either side, masculine, feminine, it'd be all like, damn, that's not realistic at all. Because it
Okay, is
becomes
it not
personal when somebody
realistic
makes
to look?
those. Well, I'm not saying, be it look like you just rolled out of bed 24/7, but there are moments when people are like, look, I'm finna put my hair back like this, and I'm okay with it. I'm finna walk out like this or
But
like
you did
this,
something with
and
it
I'm
though.
fine
You
with
didn't
that.
just
Huh?
roll out of bed and say fuck it. You see what I'm saying? You did something with it. That's the point.
And you can say, and some people can be so depressed, and they're like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it today. But they could be pressed any other day of the week, and it's just, hey, I'm overwhelmed today. It's gonna be
Well,
casual. I don't give a fuck today. But you see what I'm saying? Even though for men be all like, look, I ain't never learned to fix no car because I've been working too much, or I make six figures. I pay somebody else to fix it. But that don't make me any
right. So
less
what's
of a
the
man.
difference
You see what I'm
between
saying?
fixing the car or paying it to get fixed?
Exactly, right? It's your perception. You ain't no man if you can't do it. Well, you ain't a for real woman if you don't look put together 24/7. So you want me to wake up like I just stepped off the red carpet and I had a good night's sleep, drooling, eye crust, eye boogers, all the, and I'm supposed to look. No,
Well,
that
not.
creates too
I
much
would. That's
pressure.
very unrealistic. That's very unrealistic to expect someone to wake up that way, but
But
to
it's a
come out
lot of
your
people
house
that do.
looking
And
like,
but you'd be amazed
well,
at what a
I
lot of
don't.
people
Woo.
think. You be see that's what,
If
and
that
I got
man,
that off
if
of
that
a
man
marriage
expects you to
boot
wake
camp.
up,
It was I
if
was
that man
watching a
expects you to
marriage
have
boot
that,
camp.
that's just
hmm I was watching a
that.
marriage boot camp, and this guy had this perception that his wife, even at home, weren't around the house cooking and cleaning. She was supposed to be in stilettos, makeup, she tight this. She had to look pressed. And he had that, even though it was unrealistic. And this woman catered to that, even though
I don't
she
see that
knew
as
it was
unrealistic though.
unrealistic.
If
But
she can pull it
but
off, how is
through
it
the
unrealistic?
therapy, but through the therapy, when he had this, it was wife swap. So he had a chance to see that there was a very unrealistic perception or expectation to put. And then when it went deeper, it did go to something. Well, I saw this at home, or well, I always believed, or well, it was this influence around me where, yeah, this was supposed to be. I had no idea. You'd be amazed. Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird and far-fetched, but I've been blessed to meet so many different people. I'm not gonna call them weirdos, but I am. It's just people have so many different like you said, expectations, perceptions about relationships, the roles the people play in it, what is a relationship, what it ain't. I mean, when I say the possibilities are endless, it really is, but you will be amazed at what you might think is weird. Somebody else is like, no, this is life. This is reality. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree that if your perception is already dysfunctional, but that's how you see the way a person should be in a relationship, then that's how you're going to walk into everything until you get a life lesson and you learn and your eyes are open and you realize that was something that was very unrealistic, and it put too much pressure on the other person to, because if they care about you, they're going to try to meet your expectations, and then we get into a whole nother issue. So people's expectations and perceptions can be conditioned, and it does play a big part in how the role they play in a relationship, how they enter it, and whether or not they value it, because that's their perception, that's their expectation.
Okay, so what's your um opinion on why relationships don't last?
These days, I think they don't last because we put too many people in it. Yes, we need to vent, okay? But I'm gonna tell you something. Now, if you got a friend that's always talking about other people, why would you go vent to that person? And then get mad when you find out the world know your business. You have to be mindful of the company you keep. And if you value your relationship to a certain extent, it can't be everybody's business. I mean, you done put your mama in there, and now she dictating your every move. He done got his homies, his best friend for life. Well, he trusts that person more than he trusts you, but you the wife. Well, not all the way, because he still go back and they still bro bond, and he got to feel. We put too much outside influence. That's why the relationship spans are getting shorter with these generations. And we look at folks that's been in the game 10, 20 years and think that's a lifetime. No, it's just some people are willing to make things work, but they also willing to look at themselves and say, look, okay, I'm flawed, you flawed, we both in agreement. Let's try to say we both agree this is something worth saving. I mean, you have to have that much. But yeah, if the relationship span is growing different and shorter because we bring too many people into it. This is not everybody's relationship, it's yours. And some people will get downright offended if they not in on the mix. Why? But
Well, I don't
it's
know.
it's
This
a sad
the what
reality.
I see a lot of days now is everybody keeping their relationships a lot more private. Is um there's the um post that you see going around where a lady's out at dinner, but she's not gonna post who took her out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. People are like kind of moving to keeping their relationships private. You don't think that's the truth?
I think it's necessary for a lot of reasons. You want to protect the person you love. Now, in this day and age where you got people that are identity theft, you got people that may be in sneaky link relationships, and everybody knows about it, or you might be the type of person where, okay, I'm a very private individual. I don't want nobody to see what I got. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be insecurity. I don't want nobody to know nothing about this because they might take them away, or I know he's a serial cheater, and if somebody catches, no, I got to. It could be so many different reasons, but I do believe some sort of privacy needs to be had. Because when you operate in privacy, now, of course, there are issues where it's dysfunctional. If you're getting your ass kicked, then by all means, bring as many people in that relationship as possible. Because if you come up missing, somebody gonna come looking for you. But I think that for healthy reasons, it should be private. You should keep your relationship private. Now, for
I do not
balance,
agree.
for
Everything's
balance,
public with me.
for balance, there are some things that, yeah, I mean, yeah, know that I'm booed up. No, yeah, we together. Oh, great. But if you are, say you're an influencer and you're in a small town and you're dating somebody, and that person is uncomfortable with being in the spotlight, in those instances I can understand the privacy. When you're with a professional person or somebody that has a high status and they're with somebody, they want to protect that. So they may not post them often and they may not post who they with, but it's a means of protecting. So and you got to think, because we got stalkers, we got people that prey upon images, and so you might feel I got to keep this private. Now, if you sneaking around, that's on you. That's a whole nother, what you sneaking for if everything's so okay. Now, everybody on the same page, then you shouldn't be a problem. But that's when you got your dysfunctional issues. On a healthy level, I think something should be private about a relationship. But yeah, I mean, no, why keep it a secret if you're in a happy, healthy relationship? What are you hiding? But some things probably should be kept private, like especially if y'all, making money moves together, or if y'all, planning to take over the world. No, you don't want everybody in on that, but hey, this is a fun loving couple. We are always planning great adventures. We're great by to hang out. We might be swingers, things like that. Why keep that a secret? That's yeah, there has to be a balance between what's public and what's private.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have up. What's the next point? What? Come on now, computer. All right. Are you the toxic? Oh, okay. Good point. Let's figure this out.
Depends on who
Ways
you
to
ask.
identify. Let's see here. Emotional toxicity.
Mm,
Constant criticism or belittling, jokes that cut too deep, and feedback that chips away at your confidence.
mm.
Gaslighting, making you question your memory, perception, or sanity. Okay. And phrases like "you're too sensitive." I've heard that a lot from women. I've heard that. No, I ain't gonna say that a lot. I heard that a lot from one woman, and maybe. And,
uh,
and my thing is, so like when I hear that, like you will never hear me share my feelings any point after that. So what's um are men too sensitive?
hmm. I have met some emotional men, and they were not. They were emotional when they were telling me they were emotional. But then I've also met some very emotionally closed off men, and them the ones you kind of, if the wind blow left, he might just get trigger happy. Or is there anything there? Like, so I do believe men can be just as sensitive as women. We just don't normalize it. We don't think that as society as a whole, it's normal. But I don't question it at all. But I used to be one of them people that believe men have no feelings, they have no emotions. They're ar, 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 ar. They're the alphas. They're no. What you think them teardrops come from? There was some feeling at some point. And when you get down to the even stone hardened people, their story came from a place where at one point they did open up. They were vulnerable at one point. And that scar was so traumatic and so deep. It just totally changed their whole biochemistry. They don't give a and hey, you have women like that too. But so that's why I feel no, men can be just as sensitive, and that's not abnormal.
See, repetitive toxic patterns in relationships are breakup and makeup cycles, constant drama followed by apologies and promises that they'll get back to square one, walking on eggshells, fear of setting off your partner's anger or mood swings, and blaming you for everything. They're never wrong. Ah, yeah, let's talk about that one there.
Mm,
Hmm.
skipping
Have you
narcissism.
ever dealt of a situation where you're the only one who has to change constantly?
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
Yes. Um, that's when you resort to different vices because, like I said, that creates pressure, right? That's a lot of mental pressure. Uh, you're beating yourself up, and then you got the outside contribution, verbal contribution, and this is just a continuous cycle. And you're feeding off of this. You can't help but eat that energy up. So as a result, you internalize this, and this becomes a way of life for you. This is how you view yourself, and you take that to be truth until you have an epiphany or get some therapy or something happens where it kind of like resets your frame of mind. But that's heavy. That's a heavy thing. We do internalize a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah. What are we on now? This damn computer. Well, anyway, while that's coming up, next point. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, before we get to that, um, the last point they had an understanding trust and safety, lack of support in relationships, violating boundaries, which we're about to get to right now. Well, we're about to step into that in just a moment, and then verbal or physical abuse. Um, Healthy relationships seems this is from some website. I forgot. So, oh well. They can sue me later for misquoting it. So, healthy relationships are supposed to look something like they nourish you emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. Respect is mutual, communication is open and safe, trust is fundamental, support feels energizing, conflict is constructive, freedom is encouraged. Um, I mean, yeah, but I mean, do you involve yourself in a relationship where any of that is really missing?
Where any of what is missing.
Respect, communication. Well, okay, communication is probably one that might be missing, but respect, trust, support, um, and
Yes,
freedom.
yes.
You get involved in
Because
relationships without those things?
yeah, because look, when it's new, you don't know the person. And these days we don't do a lot of, getting to know, we just jump right in, right? So absolutely, you jump right in because you're in love with the ideal. You're about to be in this relationship with someone that seems or appears or looks, they're visually aesthetic, uh and so that's the rest is out the window, and you'll get to that bridge when you get to it, right? Well, by the time you get to that bridge, you done got your ass kicked, you broke, and you done been mentally, verbally, and physically, and psychologically, and spiritually abused, and it's been what, 3 weeks? You done moved in with them. See what I'm saying? It's yes, I think we do jump in those that, and they are absolutely void of all of those things, but we don't realize it until we have dived headlong into it. And at that point you got a choice to make.
Wow. Yeah, y'all need to slow down then if that's what's going on out here. Shit.
Hey, a
'Cause
lot of us are
that ain't-
moving like that, we and it's weird to hear it, but I've overheard these experiences, and when you get out and you're listening to people just in general conversation, because a lot of people talk and they loud on their phone, but you're hearing so much these days. He done did A, B, C, D, and D. But then when you kind of listen more, you realize, well, they've only known each other 30, 60 days. And they're
right.
having these intense, 17-year relationship problems in the span of 30 to 60 days. You're giving that much intensity into something, and you didn't even know, because at that point it was like they look good on me, I look good on them, or I took them from so and so, such and such, so I'm winning. Really?
I
Yes,
think people get up
that's
to a point to
mhm.
where they just now they know we together, so we got to stay together to not look stupid or something. Because ain't no way.
I don't know
Um,
why.
3 weeks into it, you disrespected me verbally and cutting freedoms. I'm more off cutting you off before I'm cutting my
Not,
freedoms off.
not if the dick is good, and I mean
I'm not
super
fucking
good.
in 3 weeks. I'm see. I guess I'm a anomaly on there because I'm not
There you
fucking within
go.
the first three
Because
weeks.
within that
We
3 weeks, you done fucked, sucked, and known the family.
Yeah, I guess so.
You
A
see what
lot of
I'm saying?
in my
And it's not
20s
like know
maybe,
the
but
family like
not
we
now.
getting together. It's just these days people are moving just that fast, where within 3 weeks you know this person's ins and outs, and there's no mystery. You like, okay, we gonna kick it from there. And you might be in a desperate situation where you meet them and it's like, hey, let's go and get a place together.
Well,
It
yeah, I mean,
happens.
if you own, you own. But yeah, whew, jeez, must be scary.
Tell,
Must
man,
be
from what
kind
I
of
be
scary.
overhearing with people, it's like, man, they're fearless. They ain't scared of nothing, because I'm sitting up here like, It's only been 30 days. Y'all having these kind of problems.
Man, I mean, you find you don't even know if somebody really single in 30 days. Really, they might have husbands, and I swear I
Whole
found out a
nother
woman
family.
had a child like 3 weeks after I met her. So yeah, I know it takes time to know somebody. It's wild. So let's get a little bit more into setting boundaries. We have a few of these. It's 8 boundaries uh to set. So we might not get through all of these, but let's see what we can tackle here. Number one, get clear on your own needs. Understand what makes you feel safe, respected, and valued. Ask yourself what's non-negotiable, my peace and well-being. That's kind of where I'm at with it. There's certain things that just are not going to work to mix into my life. So no matter how much, how beautiful you are, how fat your ass is, it's just
Mhm.
certain things that ain't gonna mix in. So it's been nice getting to know you, but you know, we gotta take a step back at some point. How do you hmm,
That's really
how do you
admirable to
stay
hear a
clear on
man
your
say
own
that.
needs? Mm,
That's really
thank you.
admirable to hear a man say that because these days it's like men are so visual. It's like nothing else matters. They like it's like a kid in a candy store. But then when you said, nah, I'm questioning certain things, that's not really appealing to me because I need to get to know more. And I'm like, wow, okay. Most men don't either they're not concerned with that or they wasn't never on that to begin with. You're strictly smash material and we're moving on.
Right.
So I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to engage you, but this is all a part of the delicate dance. I'm here to play with you. That's about it. And a lot of people want to be played with. That's true.
I mean, I can't lie. Every now and then, on the occasion, I get the feeling to, what I'm saying, want to be slutted out a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Come on through, slop, whatever it may be.
Really,
But
really.
that's it's best to be, what I'm saying, going through all of those with somebody that you with. Yeah, but not always that
That
lucky.
would be nice in the ideal world, but I think we covet the things we see every day. So that's why we fucking on a job, we fucking on a bus, we fucking in the apartments in communities. We covet the things we see every day. So you don't have any more expectations outside of what you see. So there it is. I mean, it's right there in front of you. And at that point, nobody is caring about the other dynamics of whether or not this person is, no, we just want what we want as a matter of convenience. And if that works out for the other party, then we're all now we have a a convenient situation that is so much easier to deal with our realities outside of that. So we create these things and they become our vices. We become codependent on this. So then we start forming these ratchet behaviors. But I mean, what else can you call it? You're trying to fill a void. You're not really trying or know how to heal from it. So you develop these coping mechanisms, and then you become a creature of convenience. So that cycle is ongoing, and that becomes who you are. And that works female and male. But I think in that aspect, we always see the female doing that. Oh, who hurt you? Who this, that, and the other. It may not be nothing wrong. She just like hoeing. She just like fucking with people head like that and it's but on the man, he could be the one that's emotionally traumatized. That's why I don't trust women. I don't fuck with bitches like that because y'all on some I wanted to do this. You see what I'm saying? And for me, that's like hella weird. Like, you mean to tell me there's men out there that really want the same things that we consider feminine or more so attributed to what a woman wants? Wow. Yeah, the world is bigger than what you see every day. But you don't know that unless you ride or set, like you said, set boundaries to give yourself an opportunity to see past what's in front of you, to get to a space where you can, like, you know what, let me reprioritize because, the stuff I see every day, it's got to be more than this out there. And if you don't create boundaries and limiting access to your energy by energy vampires, then you'll never experience something outside of what you see every day. You can't level up.
You would say, well, some of these are kind of what we call redundant, in my opinion. Communicate with
Mm.
clarity. Learn to say no without explaining. Well, that's kind of the opposite of each other, but I get it. Be consistent with your boundaries. Why set your boundaries and not be consistent with them? Um, but this one I like. Negotiate shared boundaries. Some boundaries involve shared spaces, time, or responsibilities. Talk through expectations together about intimacy, money, time, family, etc. Revisit and revise. That's one thing I feel like um is a struggle with setting a healthy relationship. People don't actually take the time to discuss how are we going to manage the money? Who's going to actually who's going to log onto the website and pay the bill every month? Who's going to, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to make sure the kids have the proper time management with their activities and things like that?
Mhm.
That's one thing I think is neglected to be discussed through a lot of relationships that are set up. What do you think? And the revised
You
part.
know what? You know what came to mind as you were saying that? Uh, the practice of polygamy. Because when you start talking about structure, when you start talking about uh, having these conversations about communication, intimacy, and structure, and who does what in this situation or relationship, people at that point, you see when men or women venture out and when they get into therapy or talk to a therapist and try to figure out what was the root cause, it's just like they were so overwhelmed or stressed with that role or responsibility. There was no communication, or I was not totally fulfilled. And then you get to that point where, yeah, if there were a balance, more of a balance where we were equally invested in family, but then also in those intimacy needs that most couples, have that talk with amongst themselves, whatever that may be. And then we need a healthy balance in that. So no one wants at that point to talk or address. It might be a red flag going on then, but you in denial because everybody's trying to keep up with these roles and responsibilities. So that slips through the crack, but that could be the tie that's binding everything together. So at that point, you need to start exploring other alternatives in order to keep that structure, in order to keep those intimacy concerns met, in order to be consistent, because now you are addressing something that's very relatable, and that is the thing that I think is a red flag that many people run away from. Women, we want to be everything. I want to be the only woman. I want to be all woman. I want to be everything, blah, 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 blah. And you cannot. But you with this man and that clearly loves women, loves the women, is in not monogamous in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But you with him and then get mad when he goes off and do his thing, and not we're labeling him as cheaters, this and the other. Women too. And then when you sit down and y'all get together and you're talking, and like, well, what was going on? What we immediately want to lay blame to being a lack in who we are, when it really has nothing to do with us. The dynamics of that relationship need to be balanced. There needs to be balance all the way around. But if you don't have open communication, if you don't have set times where you are able to cater to yourself as an individual to figure out what you want, how can you communicate with your partner about what they're not doing to fulfill you when you don't know what the fuck you want? Because you're both devoting time to try to create a harmonious environment, but you're neglecting yourselves individually. And now the stress in the relationship, the red flags are there, but you're not seeing it because now you're trying to hold on and make excuses, and then you're really looking for an out, but then now you're trying to cope, and that's too much. So when you were saying that polygamy came as a remedy or a
I ain't say that. Hold on,
alternative,
don't put that in my mouth.
no, that came to my mind as a
Oh,
remedy for some of those
oh, okay.
situations that you
I'm
were
about to say the
saying.
views of the playground after dark are not the views of the guests. No, I
No,
feel you
no,
though.
no. I was just saying, when you have that and those issues being
I heard you.
brought up, then that was something as a alternative solution, because you have swingers, you have open relationship couples, you have open-minded couples, but sometimes, because tapping into what we piggyback on, we said before, you have too many other outside influences. So your relationship can't be balanced and you can't explore possible solutions to things that may be happening. And it might not be that minor, but it could be a solution or a perspective that you could look into to help
What you say is
preserve the
she need a tag
relationship.
team partner.
Yeah, and that it doesn't always have to deal with sex. The woman could want attention that the husband can't give because he is working 80 hours a week and prefers she be at home, and she okay with that. But she might want attention, somebody to talk to, not necessarily have sex with. You see what I'm saying? So we have to get away from the
I've
perception
been
that
through
it's
that before.
always a sexual situation. For a lot of people, it might be a balance in household duties. It might be a balance or financial supplementation, you know, and companionship. It could be the fact that, hey, I'm totally cool, but I want to give my spouse this, that, and the third, and I'm totally comfortable with that. You see what I'm saying?
Don't
There are
you?
so many
But don't you
things.
think that it's after so much time you spend with someone, you're going to develop love at some point, and you're going to develop an attraction, even if it's not about sex in the beginning?
I mean, of course, you're human. There's chemistry is there. But like you said, if you're being open and honest and communicating in your relationship anyway, then when it gets to that point, you should feel comfortable enough to go to your partner and say, hey, I'm starting to, um, do we need to discuss the dynamics of our relationship going in this direction, in this aspect? Can we
That's when you're gonna
explore
be like, oh,
this?
I knew it. Y'all been eating
Yeah.
each other pussy all this time.
Oh, you talking about the man? I'm sitting up here talking about the woman. Is like, okay, it's like, well, you're never home, Howard.
That's some shit.
Harriet is just there.
Mm-mm-mm.
But she
Oh,
understands me. Indeed.
man.
Now, it's not necessarily people having uh ulterior motives. I think that when you are looking at this from a healthy standpoint, a lot of couples are engaging in secretive things. That's why we have these secret societies. Why? Because we have so much outside negative influence from lack of understanding, from a refusal to be inclusive and acceptive, judgmental, critical. It could be a lot of things that's going to add to your mental stability just because you and your partner are open to keeping things balanced and trying new things for your relationship to work if you're hitting, you know, crossroads, bumps, and problems. Now, if everything's smooth sailing and y'all don't need it, then it's no, that y'all don't need that. Maybe just a simple therapy session to discuss some things is maybe all you need. But there are
Oh,
different
therapy. There
strokes
you
for
go, that one.
different folks. A lot of
Boy.
people a lot of people frown on it, but I say if you can do it for your own individual mental health, if you felt your
See, I will
relationship
say that.
was, well, if you felt your relationship needed help, I would rather get the help of a medical professional than TT, uncle, cousin, or somebody else that may not be emotionally equipped or
Well, I'm just
intelligent
saying,
enough.
I've been to therapy for personal, like one-on-one sessions for myself. That was help because it did exactly what it was supposed to do. I've been to couples therapy. That shit made it worse. That shit don't help. They need to rewrite them books, get new scientists back in the lab and run some new case studies, some focus groups or something. Because what they got going on with couples therapy is not working. Well, it didn't work for my
Look at it
situation.
this way.
But
What dynamic and was the therapy for? Because I really do think that they have therapy in so many different aspects for the
yeah,
relationship. And
true.
sometimes you might not need this particular type of therapy because there ain't nothing wrong in that department. But y'all might need help in better communication. So can we focus on that instead of what childhood traumas led you to look at her differly and call her
Right.
fat?
God
You know what I'm
damn.
saying? Yeah, you
He
don't need to take
he
that
think I'm
approach
his
all the
mama type shit. Get
time.
that bullshit out of here. Yeah. All right.
No, everything
So
is
I
not
have
because of your mother.
ain't nothing to I swear.
Oh
So
my
I have to
God.
apologize about the earlier quote. I didn't write down the site that I got those from because I have a video from that website and it's on their
Oh.
website is on the video. So that's why I didn't write that down. So if y'all need to know what website gave me those talking points and the healthy relationship so y'all can see the whole list and what is that? The list, let me give y'all the list again. The list of emotional red flags, healthy relationships, what toxic relationships look like, and how to set healthy boundaries. I'm about to play the video. It's 5 minutes slow, quick break for us. Um, so it's the 10 behaviors that destroy relationships. This is how you know it's time to get the fuck up out and see some shit. Then we'll be back for the last segment of the show before we wrap up. So check this video out. If it
Hello, Psych2Goers, and welcome back to our channel. We wanted to let you know that it is your ongoing support that helps us make psychology and mental health more accessible to everyone. Thank you so very much for all of your support. Now, let's continue. Why do relationships fall apart? Relationships are complicated as they are fragile. Small mistakes can destroy years of love, passion, and trust. But you may not realize what you're doing wrong. So here are 10 behaviors that can damage any relationship and maybe affecting yours too. Number 1, you stonewall your partner. Do you avoid difficult questions and conversations? This bad habit is called stonewalling. When you stonewall your partner, you're actively avoiding painful or emotional subjects. But those subjects are important to the health of your relationship. By avoiding difficult conversations, you're harboring unresolved issues with your partner. It's okay to table a hard conversation every once in a while, but ignoring an issue doesn't make it go away. Number 2, you're too distracted. Do you give your partner your undivided attention? Do you text other people when you're together? Never underestimate the value of quality time. When you're together, your partner wants to feel important. They need to know that you enjoy spending time with them. But if you're distracted, your partner may feel ignored or neglected, and your relationship may suffer. Number 3, you get defensive. Few things are as important as communication. But what if your partner tells you something you don't wanna hear? Your partner may, for example, think they're doing all the work in your relationship. No one likes to hear negative feedback. So how should you react when your partner tells you something is wrong? Defensiveness can be destructive to any relationship. When you become defensive, you stop listening to your partner's concerns. Instead, you try to protect yourself. You may argue with them or turn the tables on your partner. Either way, you're ignoring the real problem, and your partner doesn't feel heard. Number 4, you criticize too often. How often do you criticize your partner? Even if you mean well, critical behavior can drive a wedge in your relationship. Not only is it frustrating for your partner, excess criticism also creates a negative dynamic in your relationship. You lose track of why you love your partner because you're too focused on their mistakes. Number 5, you idealize your partner. Do you put your partner on a pedestal? You love your partner, so you may hold them to a high standard, but idealizing your partner can damage your relationship. When you idealize your partner, you're projecting your own preferences onto them. You love your partner for the person they could be, not who they actually are. Number 6, you ignore your past. No one is perfect. Every relationship has bumps and rough patches, but ignoring your troubled past could destroy your relationship. Your history, good and bad, is the reason you are where you are today. It has shaped the way you feel about your partner and the way your partner feels about you. By ignoring your past, you're overlooking significant moments in your relationship and rejecting the struggles your relationship has yet to overcome. Number 7, you mislead your partner. Have you ever told your partner something you didn't mean? Deception can easily destroy a relationship. Lies and manipulation ruin the most important thing you and your partner have built together: trust. When you stop being honest, you give your partner a reason to doubt you. Honesty isn't always easy, and some things are better left unsaid. But you should never try to deceive your partner, no matter what. This kind of behavior will destroy your relationship. Number 8, you create competition. In a healthy relationship, partners don't keep score. They don't care who's right and who's wrong because competition creates tension, stress, and resentment. If you're always trying to prove your partner wrong, sooner or later you're going to drive them away. Instead, by finding a solution that makes both of you happy and learning how to compromise, you can create a healthier relationship in the long run. Number 9, you shame your partner. Do you pick on your partner? Many couples playfully tease each other in private, but making fun of your partner in public can damage your relationship. Instead of a playful back and forth, you're openly shaming your partner for their mistakes and placing them in a very uncomfortable situation. And number 10, You expect too much. Do you get angry when your partner can't read your mind? You expect your partner to know what you want and what you're thinking all the time, but that's entirely unfair to them. It's your responsibility to vocalize the things you want. If you don't express yourself, your partner will never know anything is wrong. If you expect your partner to magically know all the answers, your relationship may slowly fall apart. Do you struggle with any of these destructive behaviors? Has your partner done things that have damaged your relationship? Tell us about your experiences in the comment section below. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to Psych2Go for more psychology content. And as always, thanks for watching.
Now, what I need from you is talk dirty to me.
Right now, what we do is we get into that.
Cushy, cushy.
Oh.
That wop, that wet, wet. Basically what goes down in the bedroom and more.
Damn. I forgot how much I love the voices of Green Girl and Shy the Poet together on the track. Does things to me. All right. So my favorite part of the show is always talk dirty to me. So I'm glad you kind of brought this up earlier because I had this set and ready to go as the topic for talk dirty to me tonight. We're gonna talk about sexing coworkers.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
do you have rules about having sex with coworkers, or is that something that you involve yourself in, or do you
Don't get caught and
don't
watch
get
out
caught?
for the camera. Don't get caught and watch out for the cameras.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere nowadays. Back in yeah. But when I was in the workforce, there were times, you know what I'm saying, there were rooms without cameras still. That's probably not the case now. Shit, every room got a camera now, huh? Okay. Yeah, don't get caught. Okay, have you ever been caught
Yes.
on the job? Wow, what happened? Tell me.
One particular job, I got banned. I got banned for life. I couldn't come on the property anymore.
Damn.
And it was I was charged with lewd and lascivious conduct.
Was it a manager or somebody, or was it another coworker?
It was
Or
a coworker. It was a
is this
coworker.
another? Okay, they got the same thing, or was you just discriminated against?
Well, I believe they got banned too, but he had some other issues. See, his ass tried to lie, and he tried to do some old other shit, and he got in bigger trouble because he had a professional license.
Gotcha. Okay, so are you able to break the story down? Can you tell us how y'all, you know what I'm saying, how it's first? All right.
I can talk without using
like
names
who?
and stuff.
Who like who?
It was
how did it kick off?
Okay, I worked in a certain department where we dealt with case managers all the time, and they had to come and through our office to handle a lot of paperwork. So in my department, it was a lot of women. It was literally no men in my department. And I was around 21 years old. So this department full of like 20-year-old women, you know? And this dude come through and he's sexy, fly, everything. And he's in a fraternity. And I mean,
he was an alpha?
Shit.
Was it alpha or Q dog?
He was a Q dog. He was a Q dog.
He was a Q dog. I'm about to say he was a nasty nigga.
So
All right.
And so he came down there and he flirted. Okay. He flirted. And I have always been aggressive. So plain Jane,
You gave it
plain
back to
Jane.
him.
Hey, let me tell you something. Don't
Mm,
flirt with me.
mm,
Don't
mm,
flirt with
mm.
me. Do not do that. Don't, cause I ain't scared. So yeah, I called his bluff and put it on him in the stairwell.
Mm,
And
mm,
dude
mm.
just kept coming. He found excuses to come over there. He found reasons to come over there. It was like, and it got to the point where the other chicks were jealous because
Yeah.
they were like, her.
Was he fucking other
What?
chicks
Well,
too?
see, nobody knew what was going on,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah. And so this one particular time, it was after the New Year, okay. And baby, like we did our thing on site in the stairwell. There were no cameras in the stairwell at this time. So
It's just like if we both happen to be in the stairwell at the same time, so
no, oh, it would
we just
always
act
be
that.
coming over and we would like meet at this stairwell. It would always be a certain stairwell. So it
Okay.
got to the point where I think it was maintenance or the custodians, security, they got hip to seeing these same two people at certain times and
Hmm.
certain stairwells. So it got to the point where when we were scouting the
Every
place out,
day at 3:45.
sometimes we would see somebody doing a sweep and it's like, why they do? Okay. I'm like me, like, okay, look, now. Oh, dude knows. Oh, no, I'm finna get this. No, we come on. Dude would get bucket naked for me. This nigga would get bucket naked
That's them
for
Q
me.
dogs for your ass, boy.
Okay.
For what?
Now I ain't
For
getting it
what,
because look,
man?
I got to be
Damn it,
able to.
man.
I got to be able to and move. So I don't. I didn't do all that. He did because that's how bad this. Yeah, So
See, I was about
this
to ask, how
particular
many
time,
positions can you do in the stairwell? You only got like 5 or 6. Well, never mind. Go ahead.
yeah, thank you.
You
So
got
anyway,
some options in for them, boy.
did
Never mind.
yeah, and I did them all.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Ooh.
he was one day he was quite eager, and he come over. And by this time, I started working for a very prestigious government agency that I cannot name. And I started, and it was in the same building. And he in his fresh new Christmas outfit, and he finds out where I'm at. So he tries to bring himself up. Now it's a whole new ballpark up here, bro. You can't just stroll up in here like that. So he comes up
Mm.
in here trying to, hint, let's go. And I'm like, nigga, do you see where I'm at?
But
No,
your shit
you
was
call
tingling though.
first. Right. No. I'm
Yeah.
telling him, no, no, hey, bro, I just started up here. This type of
You ain't
agency.
messing up no money.
Thank you. You gonna
Yeah,
have
that's
to
it.
call me, and we gonna have to reformulate how we do this. He
Mm.
wasn't hearing that. He wasn't hearing that, and he started acting like a bitch. He refused to leave.
Mm.
So I
Mm.
said, "Look, I take my break at so and so such time." Okay. This nigga lingers.
3.5 hours till
Why
break
you
time.
linger? So I take my lunch early, and I'm like, with first place we go to regular spot, somebody sees. Look, this too many signs to me. We just gonna have to do this some other time.
Right.
No, I'm like a big ass baby, like a big kid. I'm like, dude, you finna take all your clothes. No, I ain't finna take. I'm just finna pull these down. I'm finna pull it out, and you just gonna bend over, and we gonna do this, nigga. Huh? Let's hit. Let's hit the bastard. Okay, so
He
we
wanted it.
going right.
He gotta have it. Gotta have
New security guard, and
it.
she on it.
And she
She
doing
on it.
all her rounds. She doing
She
every
doing
round.
it.
She doing
She doing
her
it.
co-worker round. She doing everybody round.
Because they done
Okay.
already hipped her. They done already hipped her, and she done seen my face, and she already knew what time it was.
Oh man.
So, bing, bang, boom. I'm bent over, and he just on the tip is there. What are y'all doing? Ugh. And it's the straight stairwell, so you ain't got no way of like the crooked stairwell where you can duck off and can't nobody.
Get
It's
to the
straight,
other
so they
side and
look
dig
down,
down.
they seeing you.
13 steps. I feel you. Damn.
That's it. And I'm sitting up here, and I'm like,
I dropped my notebook.
and
Dropped the note.
it's right then and there. Come with us, come with us.
Mm.
And they all over the walkie talkies.
Oh, they
Now,
scoped y'all. They was setting y'all up. They was getting
now
y'all.
the end of the day, so the building just about empty, wasn't a lot of people there. I got to wait till in the morning. They go to my new supervisor, which is this dude is 70 years old, white hair and everything. And he looked, and his mouth,
You don't want to know what goes in my head. Did he try to work out a little on the side?
no, he was just shocked.
Okay, okay.
Because you got to understand, this is a very conservative agency.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved me because I'm very good.
Mm.
I'm aside from that, I'm very good at what I do. Yeah. But I'm very good at what I do.
I
So
bet.
it's
Cause that,
yeah,
cause that nigga wasn't
exactly.
leaving. He
Obviously
had to have
so.
whatever you did in the
Obviously that to
stairwells
get
that day.
bucket naked, to get bucket naked. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
No, you a dog. You a dog. Well, you was eating out of my hands that day. Cause I was shocked. I'm like, nigga, all your clothes? Oh, you getting this? Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Have you ever slept with a superior?
Uh, no,
Have you ever been the superior?
no.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I was always like equal.
Yeah. They play it safe. I mean, I feel you. You already
Hmm.
risking enough doing what you're doing. So, all right. All right.
It's
Was that
just
was that your
always
best
happy.
on what you
To
say?
be honest, that's where I met my husband at work.
Okay. It happens. Shit happens like that. You spend more time with the people that you work with than the people you live with.
That's why I said we covet the things we see every day. But yeah, sex on the clock, yeah, hey, best thing, just hey, get paid, get paid, get paid.
So what it was that the best on job sexing
No,
you had? What was the
no.
best? Who was well yeah, not who, but what was the
The
best like? What was that situation?
the best was the best was mm, me getting this dude who wanted to talk to me to get this chick to suck his dick and let me watch. And from then on, she would walk around like, okay, this my man, this my man, this my man. I'm like, okay. So one day I just like I was drunk, I was out partying, and I came up to the gig. It's my off day, and like I ate her out in front of him. Like I said, don't play with me. Don't play with me. This I did, and I left. And after that, she wanted to fuck me.
So she was the best?
Fuck no. She
Oh,
wasn't
I'm about to
into
say.
it. But even she is now. But yeah,
I'm
I
about to
fucked
say.
her. I
Whew.
fucked her because I mean, me and he liked it. We liked it. But she was like, I'm too ladylike. I'm like, we gonna fuck this bitch just because she said that.
Right.
She ain't classy worth
I've
a
never
damn.
done anything like this ever before. Oh
Why not?
no, no, no.
I'm too classy for that bullshit. Not with what. How you classy for that? And you asking me to play with your pussy?
Mm. We need cameras. Yeah. All right. That's amazing. Let me see
But
here.
yeah, that was fun
I bet
because that was like um it was the wildest on work. It wasn't like I had a 4-way with my coworkers, but it didn't happen at work. So but I did, it wasn't here. I was out of town. But anyway, it was, that was like crazy because the chick that initiated it, I wasn't even into it. It was a desperate attempt to keep somebody that didn't want her. So yeah, he had her face in my coochie.
good for you. Good shit. I never had no on job threesomes and no, you know what I'm saying, group act. It was always some one-on-one shit.
No,
So
it's four. It's
you
four of
got
us.
4 of them. Yeah, never had. Yeah, a lot. That's a lot. Woo. Double beat me. Shit.
But see, everybody was scared, so I had to be the facilitator and
Kick it off.
get things going. But it was like, I am not a dominatrix. I am not. I'm not. But it was so funny how that went down and me coordinating everything. It was just so, to me, it was the funniest experience because it didn't go wow like you think. Oh, one dude went totally limp and spent most of the time apologizing. And the dude that she wanted me to fuck, he had a curve. I didn't like. I wasn't even attracted to him. I'm like, dude. But
Yeah, that's
okay,
kind of the thing with that. With when it comes to group shit, I just can't get into it. You know what I'm saying? I've been
you
in the situation,
self-conscious. The
and
lights are out. Who cares? The
no, not
lights are off.
really, because honestly, the thing is with me, I'm more of a love maker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna get up in you and get the banging in a minute, but I want to kiss on you and you know what I'm saying, all those kind of things. So with 5 niggas in here, that just ain't possible. So you know what I'm saying? I'm just not even into the whole situation.
You have
You
to
know
make
what
an
I'm saying?
appointment for intimacy. Number
Right.
46. I had time to
Looking
rehearse
at,
my lines.
hey, that's the crazy part because uh it's always the last guy in the damn train that's kissing on the damn hoe that just fucked 19 niggas. It's
Like,
always the last nigga that's kissing on them.
somebody had
You be like,
tacos.
this motherfucker, woo,
Damn it, we
you just
said no
love it.
onions. Who had olives?
Thought you were a poet. All right.
Ah,
Oh man.
oh my God.
Well, I do thank you for joining us tonight. This has been a killer, man. We went over an hour, so glad
Oh wow.
we couldn't do our IG because they be cutting us short, man.
Oh,
But
okay.
man,
Okay.
yeah, I do
Well, I
appreciate
definitely
you. We're gonna
enjoyed
have to have
myself.
another
Yes.
rendezvous, or two, or three, or four.
Okay.
You know how you do it. You like it. You like them in groups. So we
Yeah,
have to
okay.
get
Let's get
make sure we
together and
keep
do
them
that group
coming.
thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's do that
absolutely,
group thing.
man. So we
Yeah, we definitely
going
got to get together and do this again.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is we like I said, we Facebook cousins and shit. So it's
Okay.
like
All right, cause
we been knowing each other for years and all that. This
ah,
ain't this they just now seeing us together for the first time. That's their fault.
yeah,
So if y'all
yeah.
want to see
I got
more,
number
make sure
time
y'all stay
now.
tuned. Oh man.
Okay.
Well, we booming, so I'm about to get back into the thing of this. I don't know if we're gonna go weekly again. Weekly, I see. The problem with weekly is it gets a little watered down if I don't have specialists. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to regular people every week. It's. I
Okay.
mean, I love y'all, but you know, we gotta
I'm glad you said
we
y'all
want to
because
go a
all the
little
people in
deeper.
my head were starting to feel ignored, you know.
Oh
So I'm
no,
glad you
no.
said y'all. Now we all feel included.
See, the thing is, I want to come up with ways to get my guests paid. So,
Ooh,
we just gotta dig a little deeper with that
put
process.
them
You
on a
know what I mean?
stroll.
That's
Put them
all
on
it
a
is.
stroll. Now you
Mm.
at this corner and you at that corner, okay? I get
No,
my
no,
cut off.
I'm not getting caught
Oh,
up like Diddy. You're not gonna
oh,
get me caught up
no,
like Diddy. That's what happened.
oh.
They
See,
deliberating on him
now you're
now.
interrupting my creative flow, my
Yeah.
feng
I mean,
shui.
we'll leave that. Hey, look, if y'all looking for a hustle, hit her up. She got you covered. Cause that nope, trafficking
I got
humans
the
across
hookup.
state
Holler if
lines.
you hear me.
Man,
Ah.
oh man, well I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll catch you around. We got communications. So I'll be in touch with you.
All right.
We got a lot more work to do. So you
All
have a good
right.
one, love.
You too. Thank
All
y'all.
right. Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. Catch y'all on the next one, y'all.
Came a long way from the project always. Posted at the store trapping out every day. Ain't had no handouts, I made my own way. They love when I'm down, now I'm 4 pockets straight. My plug hit my line, it's a major play. I put on for my city in a strong way. Day one, turn my enemies when they ride me. Got the money back and got it back the next day. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I came up out the mud, out here having my way. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Situation really made me tighten up. Same time though, I done sold the block up. My haters can't watch me run the bag up. Get the second, watch me run it like Barry Sanders. I'm with the ice cream and they can't stand us. I got about that wheelchair and ran my bands up. I'm a young black CEO, wanna come up. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I came up out the mud, out here having my way. Stitch by stitch, I ripped it. Brick by brick, I built this. Lick by lick, I hit it. Hit by hit, that's my ticket. My people hurt my feelings in the worst way. Why they wanna kill me in my birthplace? I'm living every day like it's my last day. I Came up out the mud, out here having my way. 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 Out here having my way.